What's going on YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. We've had some crazy things happen with Ethereum here in the past 24 hours, as well as some maybe sideways consolidations, potentially some bearish stuff with XRP. But overall, the markets are looking very, very good today. So if you like the content, if you like the news, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. Again, super close to 1,000 subs. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian, where I do post new charts and analysis as I find it throughout the day before I record videos. And links for Twitch in the Discord are all the other goodies are down below. But let's go ahead and get started here. If we head over to CoinMarketCap, we can see things are steadily moving up. We've got total market cap for all cryptocurrency up to $2.3 trillion. Bitcoin dominance still continuing to go down. However, you can see the prices going up a little bit. So I just wanted to emphasize that just because dominance for Bitcoin is going down doesn't mean that the price for Bitcoin has to go down. It just means that there's more money going into the altcoins versus going into Bitcoin as a whole. The biggest news for today, though, is that Ethereum here is at above $3,300 as of right now. BNB bouncing up really, really nice. If we look to the biggest movers, a lot of Ethereum projects, altcoins, things like that are also pumping at the same time. And then our biggest losers here, I don't know what the fuck Bakery token is, some other thing, but we have a little bit of correction here on some of the coins that were up quite a bit to begin with. But before I move on here, this is just a funny thing. If you did watch the Bill Maher thing where he just completely slams all crypto, one of the ones he mentions was Cumrocket. I bought this as a joke I don't know, a couple weeks ago when it first came out, and yeah, joke's on me, I made a shit ton of money off of it. Not advocating to buy it, but it does have a very interesting project with NFTs and OnlyFans put on the blockchain. So if you were interested, it has pumped a lot and has the potential to pump more. Who knows if the project will continue or actually, find its, stance in the crypto space. But I just thought it was super funny because Cummies actually went to the moon. Who would have thought that a cum rocket would take me to the moon faster than XRP? But I just thought I'd throw that out there. If we move over here to Bitcoin dominance, we can see that Bitcoin dominance is continuing to drop down. We're below 48% now. And I do expect this to continue over the next couple of weeks. We may see some up action on Bitcoin, but I still think that most people are on their get-rich-quick schemes, and money will be going into the alts, hoping that they will become millionaires, buying into sheep and other things like that. Now that they're not going to pump, it's just that because of this mentality, I think we will see a continued drop in Bitcoin dominance while the Bitcoins trade sideways or slowly trends up. Right now, Ethereum is going to be the biggest competitor for Bitcoin dominance, it being the second largest crypto. So as much as Ethereum goes up, the dominance for Bitcoin will drop much quicker. If we look here at just Bitcoin on the daily, we can see that we've been in this nice ascending channel here all the way back since the beginning of the year. We found a little bottom here, and now we're starting to find resistance on this point of control. If we zoom in here onto the 4-hour, this is the little pattern that we've been following, a potential reverse head and shoulders pattern with this many different support resistances all the way down from 54,000 to 55,000 all the way back up to around 60,000 up here. There's just a lot of places that Bitcoin could potentially bounce and find moves all the way through. In the short term, we can see that we are forming a slightly bearish pattern, and right now we have dropped below it, came above it, dropped below it, but the higher we get at the top of this pattern, more likely that we could potentially break to the upside. But because this is a bearish pattern and we went into it in a downtrend, it is actually more likely that I think we will come back down again to lower levels. The actual target for this move would probably be right around the 52,000 down to around 50,500 zone. But, it's just purely going to depend right now because we see this giant wick that came to the downside, which is bought up really quick, which is showing the bulls are still kind of in control, but the bears are putting up a very, very good fight. So right now, still waiting to see what happens for Bitcoin. But, if we were to get above, say, the $60,000 level here, I would at that point flip much more bullish on Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and move over to Ethereum. I posted this on Twitter, and the reason why is because if we look on the macro trend for Ethereum, we can see that Ethereum was in this uptrend here on the daily against the US dollar. And it was very likely that we're going to start finding some resistance here at 3,300, 3,320, somewhere in that region. The most important thing to remember here is that nothing goes straight up forever, right? But if we can get above this channel, close above it, and then come back down and back test this as support, there's a higher likelihood that we will continue to move to the upside. Now, if we get rejected here, it's very likely, just like we did down here, that we will come down to maybe the 50% on this ascending channel here, which, you know, could put us back down to 2,900, right around 3,000 at the big even, and that would be much more healthy for Ethereum. But for right now, definitely want to keep an eye on it, you know, for a long-term hold. I'm just a doctor/idiot, not financial advice, but for a long-term hold, this may be one of the best buying points. You know, I bought in an Ethereum originally at around $300. Wish I would have bought more, right? But that wasn't in the cards at that time. So, you know, 6 months from now, we could say, God damn, $3,000, that was a hell of a buy. Ethereum's at 20K, right? We don't know. But as of right now, if you're doing this for a long-term hold, it's probably not a bad idea to start dollar cost averaging into your position. ETH 2.0, still a long way away, but with the news of EIP 1559, token burning, and reduction in mining, potentially elimination of mining much sooner than we think, there could be a lot of speculation and price could go much higher. On the right-hand side, we have Bitcoin against Ethereum, and we could see that we broke out of this 3-year plus resistance, came up and confirmed, and this is on the weekly. So it's very likely, just like we saw back in April of 2017, we had a couple weeks where we busted above the 236, and then boom. Right now, busted above the 236, we could see a huge boom. And, you know, of course, the first resistance is going to be right around the 0.12 Satoshi line here at the golden pocket, which lines up perfect with the 3.618 trend on the USD pairing, roughly around $6,000, and that's still a 2x from where we currently are. So, you know, don't sleep on ETH, keep an eye on it. You never know what could happen. Now, if we head over to XRP, XRP was getting a bunch of momentum again. Well, Bitcoin dropped, which we saw with this wick here, and what happened? XRP went with it. XRP is always the lagger. It follows behind. Everybody gets super bullish on it. It starts to drop. People start losing money trading. They see other things go parabolic. They dump their XRP, put it into something else. They don't catch the pump. They lose money, and then XRP takes off. So just be patient. You know, I think a lot of the stuff has to do with potentially the lawsuit. Might having a good turnout if the SEC's private meeting somehow has Gary Gensler telling them, like, hey, this is fucking stupid, guys. Let's just stop this shit and let's come up with some actual rules versus just going after people with enforcement. We may get some good news from that. We may not. Overall, I still think that XRP is following normal price structure here. We had like a little Bart Simpson pattern here on the hourly. We pumped up real fast, got back up into our previous uptrend, stuck at the golden pocket, stuck at the point of control, and we trended up. And just as fast as we came up, we came right back down when Bitcoin dipped because we're still paired against Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does something crazy, XRP doesn't have enough money in it compared to Bitcoin to do its own thing just yet. Now, eventually it will decouple and we will have our parabolic moves. But for right now, it did dip. It went below our little line of support in this box, which goes all the way back to the previous pump that got us to this place in the first place here. And when we came down, we got bought up real quick and back into our previous sideways consolidation. Now we're fighting in the golden pocket again. So for now, I'm waiting for us to get above this 702 and actually set a higher high. And then at that point, I'll start to feel more bullish. But for right now, we are waiting to see what happens. Could we come back down and go all the way down to like 115, 116? I find that really unlikely unless Bitcoin dumps pretty hard. I think that if we do come back down, we will just come back down to this area and then we'll start trending along the 20 daily exponential moving average. We can see that we have a lot of volume here, which is exactly where this line touched, and this line touched exactly where we pumped to begin with. So, you know, just be patient on XRP, sit back, dollar cost average when you can. I never recommend selling your whole bag. in anticipation for a dump, because you'll most likely get left in the dust. So I don't think that there was much else that we can see other than on the XRP to Bitcoin chart. We can see that we were in this nice little uptrend. We started to get up, and now we're in a descending channel again, just like we were right here. And you can see as we were descending down against Bitcoin, all of a sudden we pumped up, came up, and then launched to the upside. So we're doing that something similar again, and we're getting back above this previous uptrend support. And you can see this box here has been very, very strong resistance, and it has been very strong for support. So again, just keeping an eye on XRP to see what happens. When that 7.7% drop happened on Bitcoin, you can see exactly where it happened on XRP, and the price action is looking very, very similar to Bitcoin. So as of right now, the interest hasn't flown into XRP like I would hope so. So we're just going to have to wait and see for that thing to kind of break out on its own. But that's going to do it for today as far as our update on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. I'll keep looking for different stuff and different charts to post. And anything I find, I'll shout out on Twitter. So catch you guys in the next one.